from Melo Afuang. Oh, and they pitch it to the wrong guy, and Buenafe, with 4 seconds to shoot, gets it up and in. Jeric Teng for 3. Got it!
Down to 6.
At power forward number 8, Melo Afuang. Shooting forward number 11, Andre Marquez. Center number 13, Paulo Pe. At point guard number 7, Jeric Fortuna. And at off guard number 16, Jeric Teng. Head coach of the Growling Tigers, celebrating his birthday today, Pido Harencio. And now starting for the defending back-to-back senior champions, gunning for a twice-to-beat advantage today in the Final Four. Here's the Ateneo de Manila Blue Eagles. At shooting forward number 13, Ryan Buenafe. Power forward number 14, Nico Salva. Center number 18, Justin Chua. Off guard number 12, Kirk Long. And at point guard number 11,
and a very unorthodox starting 5 for Coach Pido Harencio.
Well, Coach Pido Harencio, Fortuna starting here, but seldom used Marquez will also start, including Pe. So Camus will not start today's ball game. For Ateneo, Coach Norman Black hoping that what worked in that last ball game against Adamson, Salva and Buenafe, they will start together at the forward line here for the Ateneo Blue Eagles.
As we said earlier at the top of the coverage, Buenafe not playing very well at the start of the tournament. Nico Salva playing well, and then Nico Salva suffered the finger injury. He started to go into that mini slump. Buenafe started to play well, so buti nagkasaluhan sila ng konti. Ngayon, they're coming together. And you know, Ateneo is known to be like that, a team that comes together at the right time in previous years.
And they've proven that the last couple of seasons, both of their losses in the elimination round came in the first round. They've swept the second round the last 2 seasons in the UAP and on the way to a couple of championships. And you're right, Buenafe and Salva, I believe for the first time, played well in the same game in that last ball game against Adamson.
Double-double, first time yun.
And that made up because guys like Eric Salamat, even Kirk Long, did not play their usual selves, at least offensively, against the Falcons.
They always have had problems against the Falcons as we look at the Alaxana Fararayco Galinko shot of the game. Alaxana Fararayco Galinko. First 2 points going to Eric Salamat and a 3-point play opportunity. Let's hand it over now to Jessica Mendoza for a Samsung courtside update.
Well, I asked Coach Norman Black what the Blue Eagles need to do today and what they need to do better. And the first thing that was on his list is actually perimeter defense. He told me we're going to have to do a very good job of challenging those outside shots by Jeric Teng, Jeric Fortuna, and Tata Bautista. Coach also stressed that the boys have to take care of the defensive boards and to run the ball faster. He wants to see more fast break points and better teamwork. Now his quotable quote for the day is this: we can't script how a game's gonna go, but whether it's by 2 or 20, what's important is we win the game. Boom and Mark.
Thank you for your Samsung courtside update. Samsung turn on tomorrow. Well, going back to their first meeting, Mark, they won by 12. That was the breakout game of Justin Chua back July 18. He scored 7 out of 9 from the field in that game.
But that was a game that was close up to the 5-minute mark in the fourth quarter, and then Justin Chua, he scored I think about 8 to 10 points in that stretch in the fourth quarter. And that he was the difference in that ball game between UST and Ateneo.
UST.
And Jessica's right. When you play against UST, you're very concerned about your perimeter defense. Their offensive players inside will not beat you, but guys like Bautista, Teng, Fortuna, these are guys that are capable of beating any team.
UST is #1 in perimeter points. Just to highlight that point of Coach Mark Molina and Jessica Mendoza. We are at 3-2. That's our score, 8-10. Time remaining here in the first. Jeric Fortuna against Kirk Long. Fortuna, #1 in assists in the league at 4.5, and that's his first one of the game.
And he is always aware where his teammates are, Jeric Fortuna, when he makes that penetration. very good eye from Fortuna.
We actually have the 3 top assists men playing right now. Buenafe, Salamat, and Jeric Fortuna. Buenafe losing control of the leather, recovering. Eric Salamat sends it over to Justin Chua for the 2.
And nobody can stop Justin Chua that close to the basket in this UST lineup. Not a lot of length in the front line of UST.
Salamat almost taking it away. UST recovering. Andre Marquez all the way. Cannot finish. And here comes Salamat against 3 UST players. Ball will go or will stay with Ateneo as we go to Patch Cansana from UST.
Mentioned, Boom, that Coach Pedro is celebrating something. Well, why don't we all greet him a happy birthday as he is celebrating his 46th birthday. And aside from his wish to win today's game, he told me that he wants the UST community to keep supporting them and that to continue to trust him and the boys, that for them to have a chance to redeem themselves for next year. And the birthday boys reminder today is to focus on defense. If in the last game against Ateneo they gave out 27 fouls, Coach Pedro wants them to make good decisions and focus, go hard on defense and stay close to your man. One more thing is they were definitely out-rebounded by Ateneo, making only 38 compared to Ateneo's 52. So expect the boys to go all out and boxing out and get rebounded. Boom and Marco.
Thank you very much, Patch Cansana, for the Samsung courtside update. Turn on tomorrow. Happy birthday to Coach Pido. Hopefully, UST can hand him a win today.
Talagang sinabi pa ni Patch kung
edad
ni Coach Pido.
Labas na tayo dyan. Here's a clear anti-dandruff shampoo. High precision stop of the game.
2 foul shots for Jeric.
First one for today. Jeric Teng, the free throw line. Mark, I want you to put into perspective the campaign of UST this year, which obviously kind of ended with that loss against LaSalle, their Final Four hopes at least.
Well, let's talk about the positives. The positives are they have a very good backcourt. And this is still a very young backcourt with Fortuna, Teng, and Clark Bautista. But they need a consistent inside scorer. Without a consistent inside scorer, very hard to compete here in the UAP. I mean, at Ateneo, they have guys like Salva, Buenafe. You see FEU with Cervantes, even Aldrich Ramos. So you need someone in the front court to be consistent game in and game out for you offensively and defensively. So that's where they need to prepare for the succeeding seasons. But as far as playing hard, playing with confidence, and really sticking to their system, they did a great job this year.
PS Bank maaasahan assist, sobrang bilis na, may prime rebate pa. PS Bank home loan. They have not had a dominant or true center since Jeric Cruz. 7-6 is the score. Ateneo ahead by 1. KFC Snack Box Hardcore fan of the game. Vote for your school. Win 3 days free of KFC. Jeric Fortuna against Eric Salamat. 6 minutes to play in the first quarter. UST Ateneo live from the Araneta Coliseum over Studio 23. Afuang misfiring. Be recovering. Justin Chua is there to bother that shot. Chua gets the rebound. Ahead to Kirk Long on the other end, and a foul on Jeric Fortuna.
I like that foul by Jeric Fortuna. Don't give up an easy layup. Let Kirk Long earn his points from the line.
Timeout brought to you by Samsung at the 5:42 mark. We'll be back.
Kirk Long.
5:42 to play here in the first quarter. That's the first meeting. We were talking about it earlier. A 12-point win by Ateneo over UST with Justin Chua for the breakout game. Everybody wondered if he was going to be able to duplicate the game, and he was able to do so in succeeding games.
That's right, and Justin Chua having his best season so far in the UAP, and that was the game that gave him the confidence to be a consistent player in the UAP.
Exactly, that's what started it off for him as Jeric Teng knocks down his first triple of the ball game. UST, by the way, already in the penalty as we are tied at 9-all.
And these were the shots that Norman Black does not want in today's ball game. A wide open three-pointer from Jeric Teng.
Buenafe picking it up. Buenafe having a good run here in the second round. nowhere to go. Great defense by Marquez. The tap goes to long, but 24-second infraction for the defending champions. Let's look at a three-point shot brought to you by Mentos Rainbow, because it's better to know what's coming next. If you just joined us again, Ateneo wins today. They get twice to beat. It's as simple as that.
Ateneo wins. That will mean every Ateneo will be 1 and 2. Now, who will be 1 and who will be number 2? That will be determined on Saturday. And then ADMU and LaSalle will be 3 and 4. Now, who becomes 3 will be determined on Thursday. But if Ateneo loses, so that we can complete the scenarios, if Ateneo loses today, and then they lose to FEU on Saturday, the winner of ADMU and LaSalle on Thursday will tie the Blue Eagles for number 2.
So,
which
pwedeng
will set
mag-playoff.
up a playoff for number 2. Or that is what we call a virtual best of 3.
Yes.
In the Final Four.
Final Four. That is the reason why Coach Norman Black does not want to complicate matters by losing today against UST. There is a bit of a historical background when it comes to Ateneo being in this situation. 3 years ago, 2007, as we look at this Powerade hyperplay of the quarter, get back on defense, push the ball on offense, step up your game with Powerade. NU Ateneo, all they had to do was win that game. They lost in overtime, set up the
playoff with LaSalle.
That's right.
And I'm sure a lot of Ateneans watching now, Boom, are not so happy that you reminded them of that game.
Well, it's a lesson in history. Yeah. I'm sure Coach Norman Black is very much aware of that too. It also highlights the importance of certain games here in the UAAP, especially this year. That year, NU was even, you could call them a pushover that year. This year, wala ka nang halos pushover dito sa, other than UP right now, not winning anything. UE, look at UE and NU yesterday.
You can't take this UST team for granted. And as you look at that nice play by Justin Chua. In fact, UST with an early lead here in the first quarter.
13-11 to be exact, 3:31 to play. A foul away from the ball, as Chris Camus, by the way, is already in the ball game for UST.
What I like about UST, they will always play to their strengths. And that's the perimeter offense that we're talking about. Mariano with a nice running jumper.
Yakisobrang move brought to you by Nissin Yakisoba. Nissin Yakisobrang sarap. And again, just to bring back that whole point about that NU game, they win that one, they were locked up for number 2. Also in that year, if I'm not mistaken.
That was in 2007.
The year that UE swept the elimination round.
The elimination round. Ateneo had a chance to lock up number 2 because they beat LaSalle a few days before.
That's right.
And then by losing to NU, they ended up tied with LaSalle for number 2, and LaSalle won that playoff.
That's right.
And eventually made it to the finals and won the championship.
That's right. So, kaya medyo may mga talong hindi mo makakalimutan. May mga talong masakit that will cost you the season sometimes. And I'm sure, as we said earlier, Ateneo not looking at that FEU game on Saturday. They're looking right at UST, right in the eye today. As you look at that Cornetto fast break. Sarap ng fast break na yun. Parang Selecta Cornetto, sarap ng 20. Under 3 minutes to play, 2-point lead by UST, who were eliminated from Final Four by LaSalle the last time out. Afuang against Buenafe. Tata Bautista, you know why he's there. Camus shoots the 3, way short, as he was also fading away. The save going to Golia. Pitch again to De La Cruz at the other end. Nice fake, could not finish. 5 UST players there, but the ball will stay with Ateneo, if I'm not mistaken. Yes?
De La Cruz normally very comfortable playing under that basket, but he missed 2 layups that time.
Timeout brought to you by Samsung. Turn on tomorrow. Back here at the Araneta Coliseum, 2:17 remaining. It's still UST in the lead. 13-11. UST over the limit. As we look at this Samsung Instant Replay, Samsung turn on tomorrow. Salamat from the elbow, nothing there. Golia, who at the big stretch of this tournament led Ateneo in rebounding. Let's look at this Rexona men shot block. New Rexona men unbeatable defense against Sweat. He's averaging 5.7 rebounds a game, talking about Frank Golia.
That's quite impressive considering that he doesn't get that much minutes compared to the other big men in the Ateneo front
Exactly.
line.
And today he's not playing 100% as Eric Salamat, obviously on a fishing expedition against Aitona.
Number 19, Eddie Aitona.
Salamat loves to do this. When he is matched up against a smaller defender, he will always look to post up.
Samson instant replay showing that. That's the second personal on Aitona. And again, UST, as we mentioned, early on, over the limit. So Salamat, 4 points. Kirk Long also having his best season so far, especially offensively, if you talk about that aspect of the game. Three-point shooting also improved in terms of his percentage as...
And also his maturity as a point guard.
Decision-making, ano?
Everyone was asking, when Jeric left the team this season, who's going to be the starter at point guard? Can Montfort handle it? But what happened here is Coach Norman Black, without the traditional lineup, he puts Salamat and Long in the backcourt as starters, with both of them alternating point guard duties.
Silverworks Hardcore Heartthrob brought to you by Silverworks. Vote for your ultimate hardcore heartthrob. Look for Silverworks on Facebook now. Silverworks, wear it proud. Montfort's in the ball game now for Ateneo. Wami Chongson also getting ready. Mamaril for UST has checked in. And an offensive foul called on Tata.
That is the right way to defend against the Bautista. When he gets that ball, you want to make him dribble that basketball. Don't give him any room to shoot that jumper.
And Montfort, obviously a master at that. Sticky defense. Close-up couple of the game. Dennis Tan, Austin Mendoza. The closer, the better. 1:17 remaining. So now it is Chongson and Montfort. The backcourt. Chongson. Taken away by Camus, anticipating the pass. Mr. Chavez is also in the ballgame for Ateneo as a foul called. No, sorry, step on the baseline. At the 58-second mark, UST with 3 turnovers so far. Ateneo with a couple.
Norman Black giving the Chavez the opportunity to play in the baseball game.
It is UST ball, apparently. Referees Tony Roque, Felipe Gruta, and Emmy Tangkion for today's main event. 46 seconds remaining. Marami na ring naglaro para sa UST, Mark. Maaga pa lang. Bautista. Long. Oh, and Golia could not handle the ball. Stays with UST.
Some lapses here by Ateneo.
Golia at 1 point averaged 8.7 rebounds for a major stretch for Ateneo. Now down by 5.7. That not only because not because he's not rebounding as well, but because the others have improved their numbers. Buenafe and Salva have improved their rebounding nurbers too.
That's true, and that happened because Buenafe had a slow start during the season, maybe because of conditioning issues for Ryan. But now that Ryan has rounded out into shape, he's playing better. So the minutes have gone down for guys like Golia, even guys like Arthur de la Cruz.
When you say rounded out into shape, Mark, what do you actually mean?
Well, the last few years, Ryan Buenafe is in his 3rd year now.
Yes.
What I can say about his game, he definitely is a better player in the 2nd round, in the Final Four, and in the finals than in the beginning of the year. So I don't know if this is done by design, but that has been the reality for Buenafe the last few years.
And a lot of it has to do with conditioning. That Chavez with the 2 points. Protecting the ball very well. Ateneo with the lead. They take it away. Look away pass by Arthur de la Cruz. And the Chavez back-to-back hits to give them a 4-point lead at the end.
Finishing quarters very important. Ateneo knows that 4 straight points here by the Chavez, giving Ateneo this 4-point lead.
17-13. Let's look at a Somyuk's insta-cool play. High performance in the quarter. That was the look-away pass Solmuk's shoe tab with insta-cool cuff relief. 9 fast break points for Ateneo, none for UST. Score update brought to you by KFC UAP Snack Box. Score for your school with the Shoot Your Vote promo by KFC. The guy that we talked about at the top of the coverage was Afwang. And so far, 4 points for him. Leading the charge for Jollibee champ. Big burger, goodness like no other. But it is Ateneo in the lead, 17-13. Crucial game for Ateneo against UST, out of the Final Four for UST. But if we talk about what happened yesterday, anything is still very much possible. What about those games yesterday? Mark Yui showing a lot of heart, beating the LSU, not giving them a free pass, and NU until the very end as we look at this Hanes school cheer. Hanes, America's leading underwear brand. No matter what you say about the shot of Ponferrada at the end, they put themselves in that position by fighting hard.
No, to me that was a good shot. If you have a wide open three-pointer, by even if it's not really a three-point shooter like Ponferrada,
yes,
that was a good shot under those circumstances. It was taken also at the right time, with only 2 seconds left in the clock after he made that basket.
And again, they put themselves in that position by, not giving up, not giving the ball, not giving the game away.
That was a game as we look at the strong power move first from PS Bank.
Sobrang bilis na, may prime rebate pa, PS Bank home loan.
That game, Adamson had 28 or 29 more attempts than NU, but they won that ball game because of their because they had a much higher field goal percentage, over 60% from the field from NU.
And then, pinag-usapan mo naman yung UE, they were down double digits in the first quarter.
Oh, and Montfort will be called for the offensive foul here.
8:31 to play, 3-point lead by Ateneo. So saying that if you talk about the first game naman, UE and LaSalle, they were already down double digits in the first quarter. They could have given up right then and there because wala namang at stake, but they crawled back, fought hard, and won. As you saw, a 3-point shot brought to you by Mentos Rainbow because it's better to know what's coming next. And UST still fighting hard here as Bautista releases another 3. And Ateneo on the run. Let's go to Jessica Mendoza right now.
Coach Norman Black had a lot to say to the Eagles in the last couple of timeouts, but 3 little words stood out: make that shot. Coach reminded the boys to take care of that basketball and to please take advantage of the open shots that their plays afforded them. He also commended their big men. He told them to keep up with their rebounds. Now, Ryan Buenafe, you guys talked about him earlier. He's been a topic of conversation lately, and I asked him about that. He told me that he doesn't really think about his workout routine or his diet or anything like that, and that overall his bulk does not affect his mindset or the quality of his game. Boom and Coach Mark.
All right, thank you very much, Jessica Mendoza, for the Samsung courtside update. Samsung turn on tomorrow. No triples yet for Ateneo here in the game. UST has had a couple, but so many turnovers for UST. Johnson recovering. De Chavez hanging in there. What about this De Chavez? 6 points in the ball game off the bench.
Well, he has not received a lot of playing time this season, but Chris De Chavez was a big-time scorer in high school for Benedictine International.
Before this game, his total has been 4 points total, and now he's got 6. Another good sign for Coach Norman Black, as a foul away from the ball gives us an opportunity to give it over to Patch Kamsana from UST. Patch?
Yes, Boom. Offensively, Coach Pedro told the bigs to locate our shooters. Do not force it in the paint if there is none. As for your shooters, wait for the screens before making those jump shots. Or if not, gawan nyo ng diskarte and drive it all the way. Overall, Coach wants patience on offense and a whole lot of variety. Now, more of my report after this Samsung timeout brought to you by Samsung. Turn on tomorrow. And we're back after my report. You notice, Boom, that a lot of substitution was made already. Coach substituted almost everyone early on the game, and it's because today he specifically said that everyone will be playing today. All the boys are fired up today to play, and I don't think they will give Ateneo their solo second that they want that easily. Boom and Mark.
Thank you, Patch. At least not on a silver platter, for sure. Samsung courtside update. Samsung turn on tomorrow. Yaki Sobrang move brought to you by Nissin Yaki Soba. Nissin Yaki Sobrang sarap. Patch Kansana reporting for UST. UST recovering the leather. 7:12 to play. Bautista from the corner, short. And De La Cruz playing well off the boards today. Ayan, so, yun pala, plano pala ni Coach Pito na laruin lahat. They looked really loose coming into the game.
And for sure, this team will fight to the end, the UST Tigers. Lalo na, birthday ngayon ni Coach Pito Halenco.
Arthur De La Cruz with 4 points, almost automatic from that area. That's why missing 2 earlier was a weird sequence for him. 23-16, biggest lead of the ball game. And an offensive foul
On Jeric, Teng, and the Chavez doing his job here at both ends of the floor.
Powerade hyper play of the quarter. Get back on defense, push the ball on offense, step up your game with Powerade. 12 fouls for UST, 3 fouls for Bautista, 3 fouls for Fortuna. Buti na lang, ilalaro ni Coach Pido yung buong bench
Kailangan
na
niya gamitin talaga lahat ngayon. But those are 2 key guys.
Yes.
For them to commit their third foul in less than 14 minutes of action. Medyo, you don't see that often.
That's Chavez from the corner. You know, it's only Teng and Afuang who's been doing well so far. 4 out of 7 combined. The rest of the UST gang, 2 out of 12, struggling from the floor. Teng against the Chavez. It's nice to see the Chavez healthy, you know. I mean, for you always see him in, you know, ailing with something. Salamat is back, by the way, forces the issue and kisses it off the glass. Now the biggest lead of the game at 9, 25-16. And another foul away from the ball. This time on Ateneo.
And with Teng and with Fortuna and Bautista on the bench right now, UST will need some answers here to stop this Ateneo juggernaut.
Solmuk's Insta-Cool play high performance of the quarter. Solmuk's Chew Tab with Insta-Cool cuff relief. Kept looking for a foul there, gives them the 9-point lead. Eduardo Dakiwag is now in the ballgame. Chris Camus comes back. Jackson Wong will move out for Marata.
Teng also on the bench now for UST. So the question is, who will provide the points here for UST? So guys like Dakiwag and Mariano, they need to step up.
Marata will play the point guard from the University of Visayas. Afuang forces that one. And Eric Salamat not given the call.
And he makes a lot of those
Awkward,
unorthodox
yes.
and awkward shots.
Dakiwag putting a body on Salamat. Salva providing the pick. Salamat maintaining possession. Step through move. Gets it up and in.
That was a veteran move here by Eric Salamat.
8 points for him, Mark. 9-point lead again. 5-minute mark of our first half. This Marquez with a left-handed drive could not finish. Swami Chongson, the pitch to Salamat, 3-on-2. Salva picking it up, uses the glass, nothing there. Escueta with the offensive rebound and the foul.
The big man of Ateneo running hard here in the fast break plays. Jumbo Escueta.
Offensive rebounds have been a problem today. Greenwich Bigatin of the ball game, parang new Greenwich Bigatin beats us. Hanep Bigatin. Then Chavez gets a hand from the crowd from the Ateneo side as Buenafe is checking back in together with Kirk Long. 10 offensive rebounds for Ateneo, 2 for UST.
You know, the Chavez moving forward could be a nice piece off the bench here for Coach Norman Black.
KFC Snackbox Hardcore fan of the game. Vote for your school. Win 3 days of free KFC. Golia will come back. And it is Golia, Long, Buenafe, Salva. And meron yata naputokan ng labi. I think it is Escueta. They sent back to the bench. They're checking on him right now. Second quarter numbers. 50% shooting for Ateneo, 25 for UST. Escueta, they're trying to check if his nose is still straight. Comes up with a smile while they're checking on him. It is the UAP Season 73. The elimination round ends on Saturday with Ateneo and FEU facing. And depending on what happens today, Ateneo might still go for that #1 spot, but FEU doing its share by taking care of business earlier against UP.
You're right, Boom. If Ateneo wins its final 2 ball games, they will be tied with FEU at 11-3, and the quotient system will come into play to break that tie.
Salamat against the smaller and leaner Marata. That's a mismatch right there.
Once again, excellent execution and recognition here by the Ateneo offense to find the mismatch. An offensive foul will be called here on Marata.
Another foul given up by UST. 13 team fouls compared to the 5 for Ateneos. Corneto, fast break. Sarap ng fast break na yun para Selecta Corneto. Sarap ng 20. 4 offensive fouls by UST so far.
No choice here for Coach Pido Horencio but to send Fortuna back in. And that run to close the first quarter has fueled Ateneo into this 13-point lead.
Tsaka yung ending ng first quarter, yung 8-0 run,
Yes.
That gave them the 4-point lead. Nagtuloy-tuloy ngayon. Under 4 minutes remaining. Yesterday was a day of upsets. And today, the seeded team, FEU beating UP. Ateneo trying to do the same against UST. UST, by the way, Mark, has lost 8 straight to Ateneo going back to Season 70 of the UAAP as Dakiwag knocks down the streak.
Finally, a 3-pointer here from UST to cut the lead down to 10 points.
2:36 remaining. Timeout brought to you by Samsung. Turn on tomorrow. (31-21) is the score at the 3:36 mark. Third triple for UST, brought to you by Mentos Rainbow, because it's better to know what's coming next. If UST's perimeter offense bogs down, Ateneo thinks half the battle is kind of won, right?
That's true. You can even say probably game over if there's no perimeter offense here for UST.
No legitimate low post threat for the Tigers. As we look at this Samsung instant replay, Samsung turn on tomorrow.
Because even the UST big men, Camus and Afuang, most of their shots are also coming from the perimeter. Not much points inside the paint. Kim
Lo now in the ball game as Afuang with the offensive rebound. A rare offensive rebound for UST. Only their third as Escueta's back in the fold for the defending champions. Salamat sets up long, decides to go to Salva. Hasn't gotten himself going here. 12 on the shot clock. Salamat again, barrels through, and 2 gift shots. Eric Salamat, it is Camus called for the foul.
We are seeing a very aggressive Eric Salamat here in the first half. Pretty much every time he has the ball, he is attacking the basket and not settling for outside shots.
Check that was Kim Lo with the foul. Camus just stumbling down. Samsung instant replay. De La Cruz is back also in the lineup for Ateneo. Eric Salamat, 4 out of 7 from the field so far. 11 points for him. As you look at Montfort, Salamat, by the way, 3 out of 4 from the line. #1 in steals. And number 3 in assists. Eric Salamat for Ateneo. For the season, actually, for all of the teams. Great cut by Camus. Could not finish. Offensive rebound. Draws the foul.
He babied that shot. Chris Camus, he was wide open, but fortunately, he got the offensive rebound.
Said it so many times before. Chris Camus, one of the hardest working players here in the UAP. As you look at the Samsung instant replay.
If only he had some front court help, because Chris Camus, to me, is a natural small forward.
Yes.
But he has played the power forward, even the center position, the last couple of seasons for UST, and he has not complained. He has done his job. He's a great rebounder, 9.1 and 10.3 points, almost a double-double average for Chris Camus.
He is in the top 5 of rebounds, third behind Emmanuel Embe. And that guy, you know, is all over the place. Chris Camus. There he gets the rebound once again. 2:17 mark. The lead is still a dozen points for the defending champions. Low finding a way, but a block by Salva. Scramble for the loose ball. It is Low once again. Salva bothering the shot again.
But you can see the effort here from the UST team. The shots are not falling, but they're fighting for every loose ball.
Rexona men shot block here. Rexona men unbeatable defense against Sweat. Nico Salva responsible for that. The Chavez is back in the ball game. The Chavez earlier doing very well for Ateneo. 3 out of 5 for 6 points. Chris De Chavez. Salamat goes to his strong side. Escueta. Sikip. And Chavez for the set shot off to the left. Dakiwag picks up the loose ball. Dakiwag against Eric Salamat. Wild. Chris Camus for the offensive rebound. Blocked but fouled.
Foul on De La Cruz.
On De La Cruz.
That was a good shot by De Chavez. This guy can hit the 3-point shot. Once again, Camus doing the dirty work underneath the basket here for UST.
Exactly. Jeric Teng, Frank Golia back in for their respective teams.
If you're UST, you just want to stay close right now. Ateneo wants to blow you out here in the second quarter. And Camus, third straight missed free throw.
One of his strong suits, obviously, at 44%. And he knows it. Tries to get the ball back.
4 missed foul shots. Nice pass by Eric Salamat.
What a find. What a dime. And the lead has ballooned to its highest right now at 14. Afwang, Jeric Teng. And again another turnover. Long has the Chavez on the other side, but Long says, I'll take it on my own. 6 points for Kirk Long.
And once again, end of the first quarter and then end of the second quarter, Ateneo has dominated, and this has propelled them to this 16-point lead.
19-2 fast break points, Mark, by Ateneo.
That has been a hallmark of Norman Black coach teams here in Ateneo. They love to run the break.
Third best in the league behind Adamson and DLSU. 30 seconds remaining. The lead is 14 as Salamat gets it to go. Just as UST wants to get it under double digits, Ateneo has other plans. UST will go for the last shot. They're behind by 17 points. Fortuna playing with 3 fouls. Launches a 3. That's wild. Salamat with 3 seconds to shoot. Salamat looks at the clock, puts it up! Almost, but not quite. For Eric Salamat, who explodes for 15 points, 11 in the second quarter.
Well, very aggressive play here by Eric Salamat, taking charge of the Ateneo offense. Most of his shots were attacking the basket, but he made that 3-pointer to give Ateneo its biggest lead.
Score update brought to you by KFC UAP Snack Box. Score for your school with a Shoot Your Vote promo by KFC. Ateneo, 23 points in the second quarter, 10 points for UST, spearheaded by the former San Sebastian Staglet, Eric Salamat. 15 points here in the first half. He is averaging 10.7, so he's over his average already. Good enough for a 17-point lead at the half. We'll be back to break it down for you after this short break. He, by the way, is our leading candidate for Jollibee Champ. Big burger goodness like no other. At UST, behind by a big number. We start off with Jeric Teng, Jeric Fortuna. Missing that shot, Paulo Pe, Afwang, also in the starting 5, and of course Marquez para sa UST, as that's the third triple for Jeric Teng.
And they need more of that. If UST wants to make a game out of this, they will need the help of the 3-point shot.
In the meantime, it is Salamat, Golia, Chua, Bacon Austria, and Kirk Long starting the second half.
Back on Austria, surprise starter here in the second half. He did play in the first half.
Yep.
So Coach Norman Black giving some minutes here to back on Austria.
Axeman of the game, Brian bye-bye. Ladies just can't get enough of our Axeman of the game. 9:09. Boom Gonzalez, Coach Mark Molina, of course Jessica Mendoza and Patch Cansana, our third and fourth member of our broadcast team. 2 triples to start off the third quarter for UST and a defensive stop on the other side.
And this is why you can never count this UST team out because of their excellent three-point shooting. Teng, another jumper, 8-0 run to start the third quarter for UST. Lead is down to single digits.
Ganun-ganun na lang, ano?
And if you're UST, this is where you want to be. It's within striking distance, so you have a chance in the last 5 minutes.
I wonder what was said at halftime. Well, let's all find out from Patch Cansana. Go ahead, Patch.
It was a sad dugout, Boom. There was a lot of tension, and that last quarter was just painful to the eyes. And even Father Desagon visited and questioned the boys as to what was happening. Frustration is not enough anymore to describe what the coaches feel. There were a lot of wasted points, especially those free throws and that fast break run of 2-19 compared to Ateneo, and it was terrible. In the second half, coach instructed the boys that they need to work on their transition defense, and you better put your defense up, especially on Eric Salamat. On offense, we are going back to our one-on-one habit. This is basketball, not chess. Teamwork is being played here. I want to see more ball movement and hard passes and not those lazy drop passes. Boom and Mark.
Thank you very much for the Samson courtside update. Samson turn on tomorrow. And just as she mentioned, Eric Salamat, he drains a three to kind of keep UST at bay. Three-point shot brought to you by Mentos Rainbow, because it's better to know what's coming next. And then, of course, Salamat coming up with his own version to bring us back to a 12-point game, 43-31. Salamat with 18 points already. Ateneo ball, apparently. Yep. As we check in with Jessica Mendoza this time from the Ateneo side.
Boom, as a testament to how important this game is, Coach Norman Black was still all business despite the lead at halftime. He told the Blue Eagles to pick up their defense, to make the Growling Tigers dribble that ball, and to not allow them any easy shots outside or inside. Defensively, Coach felt their work in the first half was good, but he still reminded them to push the ball harder in the remaining minutes of the game. He also told the Blue Eagles to play smart. You should already know what's coming, call out the right plays for it. Finally, of course, he told the boys, do not relax. Boom and Coach Mark.
Thank you very much for the Samson courtside update. Samson turn on tomorrow. Well, pushing the ball, that's what Eric Salamat did in that last sequence to set up these 2 free throws for Bacon Austria.
And they were successful doing that in the first 2 quarters. 19 fast break points. Bacon misses both free throws.
The lead is still at 12. Happy to have you with us on this Sunday showdown at the Araneta Coliseum. Next Sunday, it will be the cheer dance competition as Eric Salamat, again #1 in steals for the league, takes it away. Elbow jumper, Justin Chua, just that little hip check, creating space for himself.
Well, because he had the size advantage, Justin Chua. So that little bump is all he needed to be free under the basket. Another steal by Eric Salamat.
And then the pitch to Austria on the other end, who goes all the way for the 2. Right back at you, says Norman Black. And the birthday coach, Coach Pito Harencio, calls this Samson timeout. Turn on tomorrow. Back here at the Araneta Coliseum, let's look at a couple of C2 Cool and Clean steals. The #1 ready-to-drink tea made from 100% natural green tea leaves. You mentioned he was involved in those 2 steals. Salamat #1 with 2 a game. And then of course sets up this Cornetto fast break. Sarap ng fast break na yun. Parang Selecta Cornetto. Sarap ng 20. That's 23 fast break points already, Mark. They have already eclipsed their tournament high, which was at 19 against FEU in the first round.
That's the reason once again for this 16-point lead. Norman Black usually doesn't want his players to gamble and go for steals. But he gives Eric Salamat a little bit of leeway because Eric Salamat is a master at stealing the ball.
For the second straight year, he is leading the league in that department. May instinct talaga siya.
Meron.
So,
at pambilis ng kamay.
Oo. Kaya lang, naunahan siya dito ni Jeric Teng. He still tries to break up the play from behind. UST recovering though with Paulo Pe taking it off the glass. So, good timeout by Coach Pito Arencio. Kirk Long as Eman Monfort gets ready to come in. Long, wild on that finish. And a foul by Eric Salamat. Break up the fast break opportunity.
No, they call the traveling violation.
Oh!
Traveling in UST.
Clear anti-dandruff shampoo, high precision stop of the game. And that traveling violation was again because of Eric Salamat. Just sticking out his hand. Those little things, the nuts and bolts of basketball, contributing to leads and wins of certain teams, as this ball will remain with Ateneo with 16 to shoot. Under 6 minutes to play. Salamat will go to the bench. Monfort. Kirk Long from the corner. Gets it to go!
Nice play. Coming off a screen, Kirk Long, and he was wide open for that three. And that's a shot he has developed this season for Ateneo.
A shade under 36% from that area as Aljon Mariano answers with his second triple.
And this guy is going to have a bright future here in the UAP. Only a sophomore, Aljon Mariano, but he has shown the ability to be a scorer for UST.
Horace Mariano coming from the San Beda High School program as we look at this Yaki Sobrang move brought to you by Nissin Yaki Soba. Nissin Yaki Sobrang Sarap, that is Paulo Pe, who, if I'm not mistaken, came from Ateneo High School.
That's right.
No?
Member of the champion team last season for Ateneo.
50-36. The pick provided. Camus is back in the game as Austria attacks. Could not finish. Another offensive rebound. Second chance points for Ateneo. By the way, they are last in that department, but against a team that just has a thin front line. They're looking like monsters out there.
Well, Justin Chua, he is a decent offensive rebounder, and his size here propels him to this basket.
PS Bank strong power move. Sobrang bilis na. May prime rebate pa. PS Bank home loan. 5.8 rebounds a game on the average. He averages a shade under 3 offensive rebounds. Talking about this guy who misses that free throw. Nevertheless is having, as you mentioned, the best season so far. Coming off a celebrated high school stint, Mark.
Playing for Chiang Kai-shek College, Justin Chua, heavily recruited.
Yep.
And he decided to join Ateneo.
KFC Snack Box, hardcore fan of the game. Vote for your school, win 3 days of free KFC. Afuang. Fortuna playing with 3 personal fouls. Monfort trying to take it away. Fortuna off the back iron, and Austria tracks down that repossession. Long. So they reset their offense. Talking about Ateneo, who are in the lead by 12 still. 52-36. Backdoor play. Not completed. Monfort.
Offensive foul.
Up, huli.
But nice play by Ateneo, finding Austria with that backdoor play, especially since he has the advantage here inside against Fortuna.
PS Bank maasahan assist. Sobrang bilis na. May prime rebate pa. PS Bank home loan. Monfort, I think, will move out because it looks like there's blood on his lip, his lower lip. Check on that as Wami Chongson is back in the ball game. Has really increased his minutes here in the second round. Itong si Wami Chongson. Coach Norman giving him more time. .4:17 to play. 10 on the shot clock of UST. Afuang making his move. Great coverage by Frank Golia. Here comes Kirk Long once again. Doesn't force the issue. And loses possession in the process. Fortuna looks right. Finds Jeric Teng. Great recovery by Ateneo, but they leave Fortuna wide open. And he gets it to go.
One of the very few open looks for Jeric Fortuna in today's ball game, but he makes Ateneo pay for leaving him open.
6 3-point shots.
Transition attack. That is where UST can come back in this ball game if they will have more transition opportunities.
Long, back to Chua from 18 off to the right. 52-39 is the score. Let's look at this play. Fortuna. Catch and shoot for Jeric Fortuna, who averages 33% from that area. Powerade hyper play of the quarter. Get back on defense, push the ball on offense, step up your game with Powerade. 4 triples already by UST here in the third quarter. A block there by Justin Chua, who is number 4 in blocks in the league, averaging 1.5. He's actually tied with Papot Paredes on the average Samsung Instant Replay. Checking that. Jeric Teng once again, short this time. And Wami Chongson comes away with the recovery. The Chavez is in the ball game. At the 3-minute mark of our third quarter, Ateneo wins this one. They clinch twice to beat in the Final Four. Chongson against Fortuna. Fades away, puts it up and in.
Those were the shots that he made as an Ateneo Blue Eaglet. He was a go-to guy for the champion team of the Blue Eaglets a couple of years ago.
Now, UST trying to jack up threes in a hurry. Oh, great pass, great find, could not finish. All right, Buenafe coming up a bit short. Teng for another 3-point shot. Nothing there. Offensive rebound, and Paulo Pep bounces it off of an Ateneo.
Timeout, Ateneo.
We'll need the Samsung timeout. Turn on tomorrow, 54-39. Back in a moment. Back here at the Araneta Coliseum for a Solmux Instacool Play High Performance of the Quarter. Solmux 2-tap with Instacool Cuff Relief. Takiwag for 3. Got it! That's his second triple. 5th triple in the third quarter. 54-42. That's 5 out of 10 in the third quarter for UST.
That's why this has been the best quarter so far in this game for the UST Tigers. Nice play here for Buenafe.
Oh, what a fake by Ryan Buenafe. Just eluding his defender there.
And Takiwag will not be able to match up with Ryan Buenafe in the low post.
Bautista, catch and shoot. Got it!
What a nice release here from Tata Bautista.
He's been struggling. He's 0 out of 4 before that, but that form, that stroke looked pretty good from the release. So this lead is down to 11. As Vince Tinte is now in the ball game for the very first time.
Well, number 14, Vince Tinte.
Hoop it up, we play your game.
Tigers.
Fly-by move and the up and under by Ryan Buenafe. UST
Warning on number 18, Justin
All
Chua
players
for second
have
motion.
been checked in already by Coach Pido Harencio with Vince Tinte coming in. As promised by Patch Kansan. 1:15 to play. Salva with another fake. Draws closer from the elbow. Salva hasn't had his shooting going today. Takiwag drives hard. Salva was there to foul.
Good strong move here from Takiwag.
Well, number 14, Nico Salva, his first
fearless
3
move
on Ateneo.
Look at our Apeton Healthy Body to increase body mass. Randy Kailes from Ateneo. 56-45. UST trying to get it down to single digits, but Takiwag missing his first free throw. Salva today, 0 out of 5 so far in this game.
So the struggles continue here for Nico Salva, except for that one game against Adamson. The whole second round has been a big struggle for Nico.
We'll highlight that a little later on, but the bang in the bucket for Justin Chua, who stayed with the play underneath the basket.
Follow number 14, Vince.
You know, it's been a hallmark of
Eric
big men
Salamat for Magic
coached by
Thompson.
Norman Black
They
to run
love
the break,
to run the break.
right?
Bonus free
Unilab
throw
quality
for
moment.
Justin
That's right.
Chua.
Sorry, Mark. Unilab quality moment of the game. Trusted quality healthcare. You were saying, you know, the list goes down to
From Doug Kramer, Ford Avao,
Enrico
then,
Villanueva,
Raba Aluseni.
Yes.
These were guys who centers who were good finishers of the
Jumbo
break. And
Escueta
Norman Black
for Justin
constantly
Chua.
developing that in his big men.
Jason Escueta back in the ball game.
Although we don't see a lot of Escueta doing that fast break finish.
45 seconds remaining here. It's back to a 13-point lead. Fortuna. Great show by Escueta. Fortuna with 4 to shoot. He looks at the clock. Nowhere to go. Tinte has to put it up and maubusan. Oras ang UST.
Shot clock violation.
31 seconds remaining. Coach Norman Black looking to go back to the finals. By the way, with them in the Final Four, they go 12 straight into the Final Four, tying LaSalle's record. Salamat for the quick release.
In your perimeter defense. The boys were also told to try and keep UST down to 15 points in this quarter. Now, as for Eman Monfort, he told me that he was elbowed on the lip by Jeric Fortuna, but added with a slightly bloody smile that he was okay. Woman coach Mark.
He's a tough cookie. Very tough cookie, Eman Monfort. Thank you for the Samsung courtside update. Samsung turn on tomorrow. 6 triples actually in the third for UST, and they were still down by 15.
And because of the turnover situation, and then that led to more fast break baskets for Ateneo. Ryan misses that one.
That's something that he has really struggled with. Talking about Ryan Buenafe, he's 1 out of 24 already from the three-point
Follow
area.
number 11, Eric Salamat.
This
His
season.
First one on
Enervon,
Ateneo.
steady energy for the UAP. Have steady energy
2 shots
with Enervon
for
multivitamins
Father
for
Ed
energy
Dakiwag.
plus happy. 2 shots for Ed Dakiwag, who had best player honors also at one point in the first round for UST.
First game against UE. UST won that game, and they had a decent first round, UST, with 3 wins, but so far only 1 victory in the second round for the Tigers.
Chris Camus for Melo.
Camus will march back in, so will Arthur De La Cruz. UST has lost 8 straight against Ateneo. And that includes Final Four and the playoffs games between these two teams. Season 70, so that is after UST won the
2006 championship, but at the expense
of Ateneo. With the rookie coach then, Pito Harencho, as did Chavez again. Knocks down his second triple. He's 2 out of 6 from that area. Time for us to go to Patch Kansana.
I don't think there will be any blowing of candles later, Boom, but I do think that there will be a lot of charity work in practice tomorrow. The boys can't seem to get those free throws in, and coach is asking them to go hard and get those fouls, but they can't seem to deliver on the line. If they were to describe the play, or I mean, they did describe the play a while ago, and they said only 3 words: out of control. In this last quarter, Coach Pro wants to have an organized offense. And more of my report after this. Time on brought to you by Samsung. Turn on tomorrow.
We're back with you here at the Araneta Coliseum from the Big
Belgian
Dome.
Mariano for Ed Dakiwag.
Eric Salamat for the drive and the power rebound. Brought to you by Magnolia Pure Foods, low-fat milk. Drink your Magnolia milk. That was Mamanila earlier on. All the players of UST already sent into the ball game. For the fans here at the Araneta Coliseum, ang sa mga gwapong anak ng ating direktor.
Mas guwapo yung direktor.
Direk Alneri, of course, at the helm of this ABS-CBN's sports presentation. 7:04 remaining. It has ballooned to a 19-point lead. The Chavez with a couple of triples. He picks up the loose ball with 9 seconds. Ateneo wins today. That shuts the door on De La Salle and Adamson's chances of twice to beat.
That will mean the games on Thursday and Saturday will just be for positioning. Who will be the matchups in the Final Four? But the twice to beat will be with both FEU and Ateneo.
Let's go back to Patch Kansana. I know you still have more from your side, Patch.
Yes, I did say a while ago that coach wants an organized offense, and at the same time, with the collapse of their defense, he commanded them to stop throwing the ball, stay close to your man, and challenge their shots. Something that they haven't done lately. This is the time for you to work hard and make sacrifices. You need to go all out now. Moving, Mark.
Thank you very much. Yep, they have 6:29 remaining to do that. 49 rather, 68 for Ateneo. Bautista, nothing there. Teng with a rare
Jeric
offensive rebound
Teng.
here in the second half. UST has still NU to play, while Ateneo has FEU as their last assignment. Long to Salva. Salva is 1 out of 6 from the floor today. Make that 1 out of 7, but picking up scraps is Arthur De La Cruz with 6 points, 7 rebounds, 5 from the offensive end.
He has been very aggressive, not just today, but the last few ball games here for Ateneo. Very strong offensive rebounder, Arthur De La Cruz, but he turns the ball over that time.
Still a 17-point lead, though, with 5:35 remaining. Another turnover. Chris Campos anticipating the pass perfectly. Bautista could not handle, recovers, sends it over to Teng. Back to Bautista from the corner. Rattles out. And De La Cruz with his 8th rebound of the game.
Well, the number 12, Chris.
It's a passing play for Ateneo. Powerade hyper play of the quarter. Get back on defense, push the ball on offense. Step up your game with Powerade. That's the lone field goal for Nico Salva, who together with Ryan Buenafe had a double-double against Adamson. KFC Snack Box, hardcore fan of the game. Vote for your school, win 3 days of free KFC. So UST Salingawi to see them in action on Sunday for the cheer dance competition. Handoff. Bottled up was De La Cruz. Back to Salva from 18. Really struggling with his shooting today. 1 out of 7.
But Coach Norman Black keeping him in the game so that he will not lose his confidence moving forward here for Ateneo. Nico Salva is Ateneo's second leading scorer. Coach Norman Black will call a timeout here.
Solmux Insta-Cool play, high performance of the quarter. Solmux 2-tab with Insta-Cool cuff relief. Yes, we'll take this timeout, we'll step aside and be back in a moment. Back here at the Araneta Coliseum.
19 seconds.
Minipis na yung oras para sa koponan ni Coach Pido Harencio, who's celebrating a birthday today, by the way. 4:39 to play. As a clear anti-dandruff shampoo, high precision stop of the game. They'll need more of that to try to eat into this huge lead of Ateneo.
The UST playing some zone here, which leaves Montfort wide open, and he buries the 3.
On cue. Eman Montfort shoots around 39% from that area. Answered by Clark Bautista and a touch foul. The 3-point play opportunity. Make that 4-point play opportunity for Tata Bautista.
Doesn't this guy have the best shooting form in the entire UAP?
Yep, I agree. PS Bank Mahasa an assist. Sobrang bilis na. May prime rebate pa. PS Bank home loan. Fundamentally sound. Whether it's a set shot or the off the catch for Clark Bautista. And not bad percentage at 39 considering the number of shots that he puts up.
And he takes a lot of contested 3-pointers, Clark Bautista.
Correct. Golia, though, cherry picking on the other end. Getting that lead back up to 15, under 4 minutes. Bautista again, short this time. Golia clearing the boards. Ball will stay with Ateneo's
1 second. 1 second to cross here for the Blue Eagles.
Nga lang. And Coach Norman hollering from the other side. PS Bank Mahasa an assist. Sobrang bilis na. May prime rebate pa. PS Bank home loan. A second to cross. Kirk Long with the pitch. Camus takes it. So officially it's a turnover now. Bautista sends it over to the other side. Teng sets up a Fuang. Good crowd support today for UST, you know, notwithstanding them not being in the Final Four anymore.
And their team is still playing hard. UST not giving up despite this 13-point lead for the Blue Eagles.
Long loses it. Another chance here for UST. Fortuna, nakatalikod si De La Cruz.
There's a foul on Kirk Long.
De La Cruz wasn't facing.
Follow number 12, Kirk Long.
Jeric Fortuna as a
Second
yakisoba
four on
move
the
brought to
Blue
you
Eagles.
by Nissin Yakisoba. Nissin Yakisoba.
At the line, Jeric Fortuna.
Fortuna, no, first free throws for today. And he misses, and you know, UST obviously needing every point they can get. 3:07, 75-62.
Dick Thompson for Chris de Chavez.
Nico Salva on your screens.
For Chris
First round, he
Thomas.
averaged 12.6. Second round, 5.8. The big dip also, other than that, is the shooting percentage from 50% to 24%.
It's a good thing Buenafe and Justin Chua have played better for Ateneo in the second round.
9 to shoot for Ateneo. Long, back to Montfort. A steal by Bautista, who seemed like he bumped Montfort. Bautista with a left-handed shot, and the bang in the bucket for Clark Bautista.
Montfort,
number 12, Kirk Long.
can't believe
is
there was
third.
no foul in that last play. But Bautista, give him credit.
Bonus
He's still
free throw
fighting
for
hard
Clark
here.
Bautista.
Samsung Instant Replay, Samsung turn on tomorrow, making it a little more interesting here, Mark. 10-point
Nico
lead.
Salva for
Nico
Arthur
Salva
de la
coming
Cruz.
back in. A lot of basketball to play, 2:42.
And Norman Black now sending his starters back in.
Justin
Salva
Chua for Frank
checks in.
Golia.
Justin Chua checks in just to make sure.
Bautista, 9 points in the second half, 3 out of 5 from beyond the arc. He had nothing in the first half, so all of his points coming into the second half. 2 out of 2 from the line.
And he was also quickly in foul trouble in the first half. Bautista, 3 quick fouls for him, and he didn't play much in that first half.
Last charge for UST, Mark.
Single-digit lead now for Ateneo. They're still in this zone defense. Kirk Long.
Long with the 3. This is the first time they've been under double digits in a very long time.
Wide
Jeric
open.
Teng for 3. Got it!
Down to 6. Norman Black.
For Jeric Teng, back in a moment. Back here at the Araneta Coliseum, 75-69, a 9-0 run by UST, Mark. UST has doubled their output already from the first half. They had 23, as we highlighted earlier. They're at 46.
Excellent
Wow.
defense there, and Chua is fouled.
Fortuna. Last 2 minutes brought to you by PS Bank. Sobrang bilis na, may prime rebate pa. PS Bank
Follow
home
number
loan.
7, Jeric Fortuna.
Deep waters
his
of this
fourth
game between Ateneo
two on the
and
Growling
UST.
Tigers.
6-point lead. Biggest lead of the game.
2 free
19.
throws for Justin Chua.
And Ateneo stymied a bit by the zone defense of UST. And that led to a lot of opportunities in transition. So in UST making their 3-point shots.
Pino Harencio celebrating his birthday today. Justin Chua making 1 out of 2. 7-point lead. A lot of time to play for UST to catch up here. (76-69). No sign of Salamat. Bautista!
Wow!
Mark Bautista.
You know, Mark, they don't call the 3-point shot the great equalizer for nothing, right? This is down to 4.
That was with Chongson
All over it.
In his face.
Yep, all over it. Montfort. Oh, answers back.
Big basket here by Eman Montfort.
Second triple of the ball game for the littlest man on the floor.
Mr. Chongson, you have to deny Tata Bautista.
Lead back up to 7. That's huge by Montfort, Mark. Fortuna with 6 to shoot. Fortuna gets away momentarily. Big shot from the 15-foot line.
The UST not going away. They need to stop badly here.
58 seconds. UST fans on their feet. The lead is down to 5. Salamat is not there. Buenafe is not there. Salva, who struggled today, draws the foul and will go to the line.
And you like that. Even though Nico Salva was struggling,
Ball on
he
number
was still
16,
aggressive going
Jeric
to the
Teng,
basket.
his third 3 on UST. 2 free throws for Nico
Important shots
Salva.
here for Nico Salva.
Ateneo 1 out of 2 from the line here in the fourth quarter. UST 6 out of 7. And he continues to struggle with his shot even.
And you can see that there is no confidence in the look here of Nico Salva.
Correct. One out of 2, good enough for a 6-point lead. It's still a 2-possession lead only for Ateneo.
No threes here if you're Ateneo. You have to make sure no threes for UST. Wide
Bautista
shot, wide open shot.
again!
Oh!
Bautista!
And Ateneo has no more timeouts here. UST no need to foul. They will get the ball back.
Johnson sets up Salva. Ball taken away!
You have to wonder why Wami Chongson attacked that early.
And he apologizes to the bench. He knew it was wrong.
Time
right
out,
after he
UST
did it.
Growling
Down to
Tigers.
3. Tata Bautista 4 out of 9 from beyond the arc. 16 points. 1 possession ball game. And we're coming back.
Wala. Okay. Backpick. Boom. Okay. Pag backpick na ganon, ito yung pangalawang tingin mo. Okay. Una, si Teng. Boom. Screen ka rito muna. Fortuna, dito ka. Okay. Susunod, ito. Huwag kang gagalaw dyan, Fortuna. Boom. Okay. Fortuna, Bautista. Bang. Pag nakuha, ikaw naman. Ikaw, Jeric. Pag ganoon, screen. Boom. Ito, hitin natin.
17-5 run in the last 3 minutes. Mark my question. With 27 seconds to go, 3-point deficit. Do you really go for a 3 first here?
If you have an open three, you take it. You take the best available shot right now if you're UST. If you have an open 3, especially if it's Teng or Bautista, then you go take it. If you have an opportunity to penetrate, then that's also fine. A lot of time left. But you need to get the ball inbound.
And they do, barely. UST is shooting 42% from beyond the arc this whole game.
And it's Jeric Teng.
Teng with the fake, gets the ball back. Teng drives, sets
Excellent
up a
play.
block.
Excellent play.
No foul called. As a Fuang hits the deck hard. What a tough cookie that he is, picks himself up, but that was a hard fall. It looked like he landed hip first.
On the Growling Tigers.
Let's see this play. That's the play, the setup job.
Let's see if there was contact here. Oh, there was a bump by Nico Salva.
The referees let go. UST has 1 foul to give. Both teams out of timeouts. Ateneo actually at the 2:40 mark didn't have a timeout anymore. And a foul was given up to Kirk Long.
That will send Kirk Long
Ball
to the
on
line.
number
So
7, Jeric
stop here
Fortuna.
by Ateneo and Afuang
Jeric Fortuna, 5 fouls.
asking where the foul
Penalty.
Fortuna fouls out of the game. Yeah, Fuang really working the reps right now.
And the key one
was.
for Jeric Fortuna.
There because
2
Salva
free throws for Kirk
Extended.
Long.
moved towards him. It wasn't all Afuang initiating the contact in that last play.
This makes it a 2-possession game, obviously. Kirk Long, what a chase by UST. A 17-5 run prior to that one. A miss with 10
Still a
seconds.
chance here.
Good stop by Long, delaying this play. Dakiwag, flyby, puts up the 3, and that will do it. Ateneo gets twice to beat, but barely escaping.
But
The
not without
final
a scare
score,
here
77 on the UST Growling Tigers,
opting not to
81
use
on the
Eric Salamat
defending
here.
champions,
In the last
Ateneo
6-7 minutes,
Blue
and
Eagles.
UST makes that run, but Ateneo hangs on here with that crucial defensive stop in the end.
Pati si Buenafe, no? Hindi na ginamit.
That's right, that's right. But Afang is still upset from that non-call under the basket.
That could give him, could have given him 2 free throws.
Two free throws. They were down 3 points at that stage.
Score update brought to you by KFC UAP Snack Box. Score for your school with the Shoot Your Vote promo by KFC. 81-77 is our final score. Ateneo has beaten UST 9 straight times now, going back to the start of the first round of 2007. Eric Salamat, regardless of not playing towards the end of the game for whatever reason, is our Jollibee champ on the ball game. Big Burger goodness like no other. 18 points, 6 of 10 shooting. Responsible for really breaking the game wide open, though.
Especially
Eric Salamat.
That second quarter, he was very aggressive. I think he scored 11 or 12 points in that quarter, and he created the separation that gave Ateneo this cushion, and they needed all of those points because UST was really charging in the final quarter.
PS Bank maasahan player of the game also. Maasahan all the time. PS Bank simple lang. Maaasahan. That's Eric Salamat, as we mentioned, with the 18 points. He averages only 10.7 a game. But today, he is way over that. Negating the 23 points of Jeric Teng, who matches his career high. By the way, Eric will pretty much sweep our post-game awards, our Farmathon Coach's Choice MVP of the game, because he delivered the most valuable plays and, more importantly, the win. And,
18-5 and then 5 assists with the 2 steals. Justin Chua also played well for Ateneo today. So did Chris de Chavez after getting a substantial playing time.
Yep. But you put it correctly, Mark. Yung cushion na naibigay ng charge ni Eric Salamat was responsible for at least staving off this UST furious rally characterized by 12 triples in this ball game. Thursday action is still here at the Araneta Coliseum. UST will round up their elimination round assignments together with NU as they go against each other. Tell us, Mark, about that second game.